Picture this, you're 31,000 feet up in the air. Then all of a sudden you hear a woman screaming. It turns out a pregnant mom has gone into labor. What happens next? How is the baby delivered? What nationality is the baby if it's in the air? Well, today we're going to look at all of these questions. I'm Charlie, and today we're going to look at what happens if you give birth during a flight. Before we take off, buckle your seatbelt, subscribe, and press the notification bell too. So let's imagine you're on a flight with a pregnant woman. All of a sudden, she goes into labor and starts screaming. The first thing that will happen is her aisle will be cleared out. If it's safe to do so and the plane is in the air, then all passengers sitting around her will need to move. Most of the air stewards will then crowd around the mom and try and help her out. They'll also ask if there are any doctors on the plane. If the answer is yes, then the doctor will come and try and deliver the baby. But if there's not a doctor on the plane, then it will be left up to either the woman's husband or the aircraft staff. Obviously, it can be a pretty long and messy process, but it does happen on the plane. The plane does not make an emergency landing or turn back and go back to the airport it's come from. Instead, the birth simply happens mid-air. Also, if the mom is not in first class, then she will be moved to first class as there's more space. I guess that's one way to get into first class for free. Now, if someone gives birth on a plane, it can be a very tense scene. Sometimes, babies born on airplanes can pass away. This is because it's hardly the ideal conditions to give birth in. Also, most mothers expecting to give birth do not go on airplanes. So most of the time, babies born on airplanes are premature. Now, if you have a premature birth in a hospital, this is usually okay. But that's because in hospitals, they have all of the staff and equipment you could ever need. On an airplane, however, all you have is air stewardesses and packets of peanuts. Giving birth on a plane is also very rare, as it only happens to 1 in every 26 million passengers. According to doctors, it's also best to not have your child on an airplane for other reasons. For example, at that altitude, the air is thinner, so it's harder for a baby to breathe. Also, there are no prenatal experts with high-tech equipment on an airplane. And if a C-section is required, then no stewardess is trained for that. Also, the air pressure is very odd on airplanes. This means newborn babies Eustachian tubes can struggle with this air pressure and damage a baby's ears. But either the doctor or the aircraft workers, if a doctor's not on board, will deliver the woman's baby with her husband. He'll do this using very basic emergency equipment in a first aid kit on board. And the umbilical cord will be cut, likely by the father, with a pair of scissors which is in the first aid kit. But you're probably wondering, now that this baby's born, what nationality are they? Obviously, if you have a baby in Germany, then that baby has German citizenship and nationality. Or if you have a baby in the USA, then it has American nationality and citizenship. But what if you're above the sky and you don't know what country your baby was even born in? Or maybe your baby was born above the ocean in between countries. Does it not have any nationality? Well, when it comes to giving birth on a plane, then the parents have some choice when it comes to their kid's citizenship. Let's say your baby is born in international waters. In that situation, the child will likely take the citizenship of the mother. After all, there is no citizenship for Atlantis. But another crazy thing is that it depends on the airplane your baby is born on. For example, if you're born on a British Airways flight, you can claim British citizenship. Or if your baby is born on an Emirates plane, then you can choose it to have United Arab Emirates citizenship. And for some countries, you can actually choose it to have the citizenship you were going over at that time. For example, if the plane was going over Canada, then your baby could have Canadian citizenship. So really, the mother and father have a lot of choice when it comes to choosing the citizenship of their baby born on a plane. One real-life case of this happened recently to a mother named Debbie Owen. Debbie was 7 months pregnant and was flying on a BA flight from Ivory Coast to London. That was when all of a sudden she gave birth to her daughter Shona on an airplane. Shona is now one of the 50 known people worldwide who are sky-born. Shona has a UK passport as her mother is English. And on her birth certificate, it says Shona was born on an airplane 10 miles south of Sussex. Despite all the odds, Shona was not born stillborn and was totally healthy despite all the risk of having a baby on a plane. But now it's time to make your opinion heard. Have you ever been on a flight where something crazy happened? Vote in the poll in the top right corner telling me if you have or haven't. If you guys want some more amazing videos, then check out my second channel. There'll be a link to that on screen in a moment. But as always, thanks for watching. Check out some more videos on screen right now. Leave a like if you enjoyed, and if you haven't already, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to Top 10s.